Coming to you live from the Seaport District of New York City and brought to you by Chase. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, LeBron James is very cognizant about the way that he is spoken about and his legacy. So while he was just scrolling on Twitter, he saw that he had the most 25-point per game seasons in NBA history. He responded, "Since I was 19 years old and I'm a pass-first guy, always been. That's why I'm never mentioned with the greats of scoring, huh? That's perfect because I'd rather keep it that way." Jalen, why do you think LeBron James is calling attention to the fact that people don't consider him a great scorer?
First off, there's a very limited amount of human beings that will ever walk the face of the earth to average 20 points, definitely 25 points in an NBA season. So that becomes a different holy grail when it talks about scoring the basketball. But when you get in 25 and you get in 30, LeBron James has improved his offense. He has improved his three-point shot. He is a terrific scorer and will get you 30 to 35. Early in his career, I was there when he got his career high 50. But let me tell you, there's a difference between LeBron scoring and these guys right here that get buckets. Guys that give me 40-point games in NBA history like Will MJ Kobe, James Harden, and Elgin Baylor. You know my vision ain't the best, but I had to squint to see how many times LeBron James did it. Is that 66?
Yep.
That's the difference. Those guys right there are buckets. Look at Kobe Bean Bryant, the kind of guy that'll average 44 a month. That happened. Score 81 in a game. MJ scored 63 in a playoff game as a young pup. The number of times they led the league in scoring. Okay, LeBron James led the league in scoring once. Those guys basically did it every season.
I just want to say one quick thing to LeBron James. LeBron, maybe you're not considered one of the greatest scorers of all time, but when the conversation about you comes up, people ask if you're the best basketball player of all time. Like, what more do you want? When people debate you, they debate whether it's you or MJ. Like, what other praise do you want? You get it all. You're one of the best two players to ever touch a basketball. Is that enough for you, LeBron James?
He just looking for motivation in the playoffs, that's all.
A new segment. Because I always want to see show me some Shohei. Shohei Ohtani has been on an absolute tear this baseball season. He leads the league in home runs and has a 2.1 ERA. Jalen, no one has done that since 100 years ago when Babe Ruth did it. And look where he hits this ball around his shoulders, deep to right field. Jalen, celebrate Shohei.
Look at what side of the plate he hits from, Jacoby. Come on, dog. I used to try to hold the bat like Rod Carew, and then try to be a slap hitter like Tony Gwynn, and then try to wear my hat to the back like Junior, and then try to go deep like Barry Bonds. He's a pitcher out there striking out 10 and throwing fastballs and change-ups, but still hitting 400-foot home runs. Like, he's a remarkable player. Like, we must find a way to cover him every day. I want to talk about him every time he's out there.
Okay. Jalen, we have some updates about a Ball brother, not named LaMelo. It is Lonzo Ball, who says, as he's a restricted free agent, he wants to stay with the Pelicans. He would love to. Do you think he does stay with the Pelicans this offseason?
So this is a tough position for the Pelicans, because in a lot of ways you get a depressed asset from the Lakers. He didn't necessarily live up to the top 3 status and take the Jason Tatum leap, but he wasn't necessarily Markelle Fultz. He continued to work on his game. His three-point shot has improved. Now he's a legitimate defender at the guard position and a knockdown shooter. He got better. The problem is Zion is your best player. He's gonna need the basketball, just like Julius Randle in New York City. He's gonna need the ball. You notice they don't have a ball-dominant point guard in the starting lineup. That's why. And so for Lonzo, whose best attribute is his court vision and making people around him better, I think the growth of his game is actually gonna happen somewhere else. So if you're New Orleans, you give him an offer, but somebody else might swoop in like the Chicago Bulls and give him a better offer, and he might end up leaving if they come for like $20 million or something like that.
It is time for Soft Mover Boss Move. Jalen, Adam Sandler loves playing pickup hoops, and we have some new video of it. And not just that, he's not just playing pickup hoops. He's sending pics in the double XL polo pink jersey in Long Island. Jalen, soft move, boss move, playing hoops in the double XL polo.
Well, in 2021, oversized isn't the style, but the Fab Five made it cool to make sure your gear was baggy out there and mainstream. I just happy that he's out there balling. How do you feel about him rocking a polo is the question I need to ask you.
If you're playing pickup at 54, it does not matter what you are wearing. Big shout to Adam Sandler. I'll see you out there on the court. Jaden Hardy is a future superstar in the NBA, and he joins us next on Jalen Jacoby. You are not going to want to miss it.
What does your rivalry with LeBron mean to you?
Our careers are connected because we played at the highest level. You expect greatness, and that's the part I've enjoyed so much about playing in finals against him. It just brings out another level of intensity and excitement.
We got to be prepared for everything that they have. They got championship DNA as well. They know what it takes and what it feels like to be in pressure game. We got to be ready for that opportunity and for that pressure.
Let's go!
He's Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen Jacoby. What exactly is it that we
do? What they want.
The people are getting what they want tonight. We have 2 play-in games in the Eastern Conference, but we start with LeBron James and Steph Curry meeting up again in the postseason. What is the significance of this play-in game when you look at their rivalry as a whole?
You said the key word, rivalry. And so a couple of current players in the league, these two along with Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard are defining their generation right now. And while LeBron is the elder statesman, and now he's playing in Los Angeles and the defending champion, Steph Curry's team has actually won 3 of the last 6 championships. And for 2 guys who are actually born in the same Ohio hospital, one to a single parent, one whose father played in the league, LeBron James has been the man-child who outplayed expectations and came straight out of high school from day one. And Steph Curry was the little engine that went to Davidson and had to continue to prove people wrong. And so now all of a sudden you got both of these guys playing at an elite level in the NBA play-in game, Jacoby. A season where Steph Curry, by LeBron James' words, is this year's MVP. This is going to be great theater. I'm really excited, and this is why it's a terrific idea by the league and Adam Silver to have this happen.
It really is. And you look at these 2 teams. You look at the Lakers. They're coming in a little bit hobbled. They're just coming together. And then you look at what Steph Curry has done with these Warriors in just the last 24 games. Look at the last 24 games. 20 times he's had 30 points. He's averaging 37, shooting 50% from the floor, almost 44% from 3, and he has hit 155 threes over those 24 games. If the Warriors are going to have any chance in this game, it's going to have to take a historic performance from Steph, a 40-point, a 50-point performance from Steph. What are the chances the Warriors actually win this game against the Lakers?
Jacoby, he's been gearing up. If you notice in the previous game, career high in shot attempts from the field, career high in shot attempts from 3. He was going down guns a-blazing. And it's one thing for the Warriors to be a part of the play-in. A team with Draymond Green and Steve Kerr, a championship pedigree, that knows that this is not their year to win it all without Clay and Wiseman. They know that. It's one thing for them to be in the play-in. It's another thing to be playing against the Lakers, LeBron, and AD in the play-in. And you saw Draymond getting ready after going against Valanciunas, like, oh, I'm starting to get ready. I'm back ready guarding these centers. Because you know what the Lakers have a lot of? Big bodies. Andre Drummond, Gasol, Anthony Davis, a lot of big bodies. They're going to throw them all at Draymond Green.
And they have a lot of defenders they're going to throw at Steph Curry as well. And one thing I noticed during the regular season matchups between these teams, it was the Lakers bench. It wasn't just LeBron and AD. It was Montrezl Harrell getting busy against the Warriors. THT, Kuzma, Caruso. If they can get the kind of production they got during the regular season in this playing game, it should be an easy win for the Lakers, but nothing is easy when you go up against Steph Curry. That game is tomorrow night. We have a couple big games tonight. We start with two teams going in completely different directions. Of course, I'm talking about the Celtics and